Welcome to another episode of Just Talk with Gabe. I'm here, but my sidekick is taking the day off again. So, joining me to hold down the fort is my friend, actor, singer, songwriter, and dancer, Nick Valle. So let's get started. Who do we have on today's show, man?
Well, today, it looks like we have award-nominated actress, reporter, singer, Lacey Caroline.
Yeah, she's had an amazing journey and done a bunch of cool things. Can't wait to hear all about them.
Yeah.
But, before we get started, let's give a shout out to our sponsors, Fade Life Clothing and BCK Online.
Fade Life Clothing is a unique clothing line out of Atlanta, Georgia, geared toward those who love intoxicating style.
And BCK Online is a digital online magazine that keeps you in the know and up to date on the lives of young entertainers, rising stars, parents, and more. I'm glad they both joined us on our journey this season.
All right, everybody, go grab your snacks, because this is going to be great. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Yeah, enjoy the show, everybody. Lacey, welcome to the show. We are glad that you could join us for an episode of Just Talk with Gabe.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thank you for being on. I know our listeners want us to dive right in, so let's get into it.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Okay. You've had a pretty interesting career. Can you tell us how you got started in the business?
Yes, I can. I got started usually through theater, and then throughout theater, I was like, oh, maybe I could do film. Is that a thing? And I honestly I asked my mom, I was like, hey, do you mind if I try film acting? And she was like, sure, why not? And then as time went on, I just found out that I loved it even more and more. So yeah.
That's really awesome.
Nice.
If I may ask, what got you into theater, like in general, and how'd you get involved in all of that? Because I understand coming from theater to film myself, so.
Oh, yes. Well, I did cheerleading for the longest time, competitive cheerleading. And then I was like, Mom, you did musical theater, right? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, can I try it out? And we did some theater camps, and that got me into loving theater even more. And then I went to Northwest School of the Arts for the first 2 years of middle school. And I honestly loved it so much. And then, like I said, throughout, I just kind of decided to move on. So
That's awesome.
Yeah, so out of all your projects, what has been the most memorable and why?
I have to say Harbor Island for me, because I made a lot of new friends throughout it. And I'm still friends with most of the people that were on that project. And I'm still friends with the director and the writer, Tiffany Rhodes. We see her pretty much every day. So it's honestly, yeah, Harbor Island.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Wow. So I see you dance. What's your favorite style and why? I'm curious.
Okay. I think my favorite style of dance is musical theater, because it can be mixed with so many different things. For example, I could be doing a tap number 1 minute and then I'm over doing a ballet. So I think that it's super fun because it's so many different things all in one.
You're very diverse. I know what you mean, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's fairly easy to follow, too. It's not like, do this and then do this and fancy names for things. And I'm like, oh, no, okay, I don't know what I'm doing.
That's funny. Yeah, that's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Besides from dancing, which you're great at, I know you also sing. Is this something like you really, really like love to do? And act, singing, dancing, like what's your favorite?
I love singing. To be honest, I love singing in the shower the most, because I can just voice crack and nobody will hear it. I'm like, yes, nobody heard that.
Yeah.
To be honest, acting has to be my favorite, because I know acting can lead to so many different things. Dancing is a close second. And then I like singing. I don't like singing for people necessarily. I like singing for myself more. But I gotta say acting is my favorite, because I can be an actor and then also be a director at the same time. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
As a reporter, who has been your favorite interview and why?
I loved interviewing Clint Boyer, the NASCAR driver. He was super fun to work with. Yeah, like I worked with him on 2 different things, and he was just such a wild card. Like constantly, he would just go pew pew pew, and I was like, "Whoa, I gotta keep up!" And it was so fun. I loved interviewing him because he just had so much energy, and I could match it.
Oh wow, that sounds like a really good time.
It does.
It was so fun.
Was there any moment, like particularly, that you were like, "Wow, this is like so great"? or was just like the whole
Um, the whole thing was pretty great. To be honest, I loved it all. But there was this moment I was sitting in this room in the NASCAR Hall of Fame when we were filming our second segment. I was sitting there and I saw everybody was just working, and then I don't know, I just had this moment of thinking, wow, I'm actually doing this. Like it
Oh
it was
wow, yeah.
awesome for me. Yeah.
That's really amazing. That's really awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Like, who would you want to interview, and what would be the one question that you would ask them?
I have two, but I'm going to say one. I'd really love to interview Michelle Obama. I don't know why.
Oh yeah.
I just think she's fabulous, and I've always wanted to meet her too. But the question I'd like to ask, like, how do you do all that you do in general? Because she just does so much for everyone, and she's so amazing, and she's just so outspoken, and I don't know, she's just amazing.
I think that's a great answer. Out of curiosity, who was the other person?
Yeah.
Not like
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I don't.
Oh yes, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I kind of, when I was thinking about, because I got the questions beforehand, I was like, oh, let me think. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson or Michelle Obama, because I love them both. But Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, I would ask, what's your favorite part about acting? And
Former
like,
first lady or WWE wrestler.
yeah, just so random. I don't know.
That's awesome. So like staying on that, like envisioning what you would want to do. What's your dream, like ultimate dream job?
I have thought about this one a lot. I'd love to direct and produce like an alien movie, if that makes any sense.
Oh wow.
Oh
Yeah, because I love aliens. I love the concept, and I love everything about it. And I'd love to direct and produce an alien movie about like the true story of Roswell, like the Roswell 1947 case. So,
Oh
yeah.
wow, that's really awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Well, you seem to have like a really big personality, and I understand that because I like have that same kind of expression and stuff like that. Are you like more shy or always super outgoing with high energy?
It depends on the day, to be honest, because right now I'm super happy and I'm gonna like, yeah, I'm gonna go do this, I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna go like run around the neighborhood for no reason. I'm gonna go talk to like 40 people. I don't know. But yeah, it depends on the day, because I love meeting new people and I love talking to people. And as you can tell, I talk a lot. So
relatable.
I talk a lot, but certain days I really just don't want to see anybody. And like some people are like, oh, I want, like, hey, do you want to FaceTime? Do you want to hang out? I'm like, no, I really don't. Sorry.
Yeah, I've been there before.
Yeah, it's just it really depends on the day.
Mostly because you're like, I understand like you're working too and working hard at your goals and your dreams, and it's like I'm just exhausted. This is supposed to be like my break day. I know what you mean. I understand from that point. And sometimes that could be a good decompression, and sometimes it could be like just like, no, I just want to sit on my couch and just scroll through Netflix and see what's going on.
Absolutely, that's my favorite type of day.
Understandable.
So, before we take our commercial break, what's the one thing that you like to do during your free time?
I really like skateboarding. I have 2 different skateboards, and I have named them, but I don't want to embarrass myself by saying the names. I like skateboarding around the neighborhood, and sometimes my mom and I go. And one time when we were skateboarding around we have this circle cul-de-sac thing, and we skateboarded around, and the skateboard fell from underneath her, and she fell on her back, and I felt so bad. And but yeah.
I hope she was all right.
Oh yeah, she's all good, but it was funny because she was like, I want to go inside now. I don't want to be out here.
I'm done. Somebody take me home.
Yeah.
It's right there.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
On that note, we're going to go on a bit of a commercial break.
All right.
All right, so we'll be right back after these messages. Back to the show, everyone. And if you haven't downloaded the Anchor.fm app, do it today and start making your own podcast for free.
Do it.
Yep. All right, let's get into the next round of questions. Nick, start us off.
Awesome. All right, this is my favorite part. I'm pretty sure it's yours too. This is the fun round.
Ooh.
All right.
Yep.
Do you have a certain diet, and what's your favorite food, and why?
I don't have a certain diet, but my favorite food is a Japanese plate called katsudon. Because
Oh.
my dad is half Japanese and I'm a quarter Japanese, and his mom used to make him this katsudon dish on like the weekends or sometimes when he'd come home, and he keeps telling me how awesome it is. And I was like, well, if we can find a Japanese restaurant, I'd love to try it. And I've tried it, and it's my favorite dish so far.
Wow, that's awesome.
Interesting.
Now I want to try it. That's awesome.
It's so good.
Sounds great.
Wait, what is it?
So
exactly?
it's rice with bits of egg in it, and it has this sauce on it. I don't know what it is, but it's so good. And it's fried pork is on top, and these little fried pork bits.
Oh, you got me a fried pork.
Yeah, it's so good. I love it.
Okay, yep. I'm definitely trying that now. You gotta show me that. You gotta send me that after we finish the show.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right, yeah. So, out of curiosity, do you have like one artist that you like loop for like a month or like a week, or like who is it, or what is your like stuff with music? Who's your favorite artist that you're listening to right now the most often?
I have two, but I'm going to pick with one. Sorry, I'm very indecisive.
It's fine. I understand that.
Yeah.
I gotta say, Girl in Red. It's an indie pop artist, and I love all her music. So
Cool. All right.
Yeah,
That's
cool.
That sounds really awesome. What do you like about it?
I honestly just like her. A lot of the tempo in her music is very upbeat, and yet sometimes it has sad messages. Every song has some kind of sad message, right? But I love
Yeah.
all of her beats
Yeah.
because you can turn it up and just dance around the room, and it's awesome.
That sounds awesome. Again, out of curiosity, who is the other person?
So it's this artist named Dodie. She's also an indie pop artist. She
Cool.
has
Oh.
good songs as well.
All right, awesome. I'm gonna go check them out.
Nice.
Yeah, all I do is listen to rock these days.
Yeah. Same.
So, if you could be a superhero, what would your superpower be?
Ooh.
Strangely, I think about this one a lot because I like superhero movies. I think,
Right.
you know the movie Incredibles, that classic Pixar movie? I love
Yeah.
Yes.
Elastigirl's power because she can literally just like sit on the couch. Like me being Elastigirl, if I had her power, I would sit on the couch and reach my arm all the way to the fridge and just grab a cup of water without even having to get up, and that's fabulous.
Yes. That
You
would
know
be
what?
cool.
You went the practical route, and I
Yeah.
applaud you for that because that's amazing. I love that question. by
I
the
love
way.
that question too. It's so awesome.
All right, now it's time for the age-old question: dogs or cats? You have to pick one.
I gotta say dogs.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I have three
Yeah.
dogs,
Dog
so I
lover.
love dogs.
Makes
Mhm.
sense. Yep.
Yeah, my dog is sitting next to me, sleep.
Aw.
Everybody here has at least one dog,
Nice.
so
Yeah.
you're all rep. Yep. Awesome. So the beach or amusement park?
The amusement park. I like
Okay.
the beach, but
I
you
can
go there,
understand
you
that.
do one thing, and it's a little bit not necessarily boring, but like I get sick of it after like 30 minutes.
Monotonous. It's
Yeah,
monotonous.
yeah. And I
Like,
just love like
Yeah.
roller coasters and stuff.
I know. Oh, roller coasters.
They are the
I agree.
best.
I'm too small to ride one.
Sweet or salty? Your go-to snack.
Salty. I gotta say salty because sweet can get a little overwhelming sometimes, especially with like, chocolate and stuff.
Okay. What's your go-to snack?
Ooh, I haven't thought about this one. Cheez-Its.
Okay.
Cheez-Its or chips.
Okay.
I like
It's
Doritos.
hard in between.
I'm on the salt and vinegar.
Oh, I
chips,
love
that's
salt
it.
and vinegar. It's
Ugh.
the bomb.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah, not for me. I like Doritos.
Okay. I can understand.
I like Doritos too.
Yeah, I could eat up an entire bag by accident.
I'm the same
Yes.
way with the
Yeah,
vinegar,
there's just-
so we all got
Yeah.
our guilty pleasures.
Yep. Okay, so this is one of my favorite questions. If you could take 5 things to a desert island, what would they
So
be?
this is very heavily thought through for me because I think about it sometimes, but it's like, what would I bring? And I thought this through. I would bring like a pot to like boil water so that it's fresh. I'd bring a fishing pole, even though I don't know how to fish, but I would learn. Like, those vegetable seeds, I would bring those, like a sack of those vegetable seeds so I could have like vegetables. And then like some kind of weapon, like a sharp object, and then a blanket.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think those
practical.
are really good picks. Those are good
Very
picks.
practical, but like my non-practical one would be like a phone, a book, and like, I don't know.
I know, I'm pretty sure. I can't remember when I was on the show. I was way more practical. I think yours makes more sense, though.
Yeah.
Mine was way more practical, but yours makes more sense.
Yeah.
That makes
sense. That makes sense.
Yeah. If the island had Wi-Fi.
Oh, same.
Yeah. So you have the opportunity to write and star in your own sitcom. What would the plot be?
This is a complicated one. Probably something teen related. I don't know. Maybe like kind of like a friend situation, but for teenagers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love that. That's so great. Speaking of, acting and stuff, what was your favorite, like your ultimate musical theater role and why?
I'm trying to think. Either Fiona from Shrek the Musical, because I love Shrek. Yeah, they made a musical. It's a really good musical. I like it.
Gabe, you should check it out. It's really good.
Oh, wait, now I remember. Yeah, I heard
it. And then...
Yeah, you're right.
That was the first show I ever saw.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have to see that.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. You can watch it.
I was 3 years old. First show I ever saw. Great.
Oh, wow. Musical. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I could understand that role. Great role, Fiona.
Or Winnie Foster from Tuck Everlasting. I love that musical.
Great. Another one.
I love that musical so much. It's so beautiful.
And you have played those roles.
I've been in Tuck Everlasting before, but I was not Winnie Foster. I was an ensemble kid, but it was super cool to see the girl who played Winnie Foster. I loved her singing voice and everything. And then awesome. I just love Shrek itself, so that's why I want to be Fiona.
Mm-hmm. Shrek is awesome.
Yeah, love that movie.
Awesome. So best vacation you've ever been on. But wait, do entertainers get vacations? But no, seriously, best ever? Best ever.
I have gone on a lot of vacations with my best friend, and I love going on all those, but I think my favorite one is we went to Bald Head Island off the coast of North Carolina, and it was awesome. We spent like a week there, and we had me and my best friend, we stayed up in a crofter separate from the house, so we could be as loud as we wanted and nobody would hear. So I think that one was my favorite. That was a few years ago. That was the best one I've been on.
Wow, that sounds really fun.
So, what is the strangest thing you've ever done?
That's a vague question.
I don't know. I think the strangest thing I've ever done. This is a very odd question. I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
I drank a whole cup of coffee, like, the Starbucks Trenta size.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
It was a lot. It was really a huge cup of coffee, and me being my 5-foot little self, it was a little bit much for me. And my dad was on a work call, and my mom was working, and this was during quarantine. Everybody was like sitting. My dad at his office, my mom's at the dining room table, and I come through. I start screaming the Avatar: The Last Airbender theme tune because I love that. I just came through screaming it, and for like probably an hour and a half, I was running through the house screaming the theme tune.
I'm wide awake.
Seriously. And then I texted my best friend. I've mentioned her a few times. I texted her all of the theme tune in like individual text with emojis because I had that much energy.
Well, I could assume that you were up pretty
A little bit. Yeah.
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 Okay.
And then I also texted her because I thought she died, but she just lost her phone. So, yeah.
That's funny.
All right. Well, in addition to all that you have going on, what's next? For you?
Right now I'm on a feature film that I'm under NDA for, but I'm just auditioning back to back because auditions are part of the job, right? So honestly, all my work has been auditions because of everything's being shut down, but hopefully some of those auditions are going through at the moment. Hopefully. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I could totally understand like that same thing, just trying to, going after the work and really going at it. It's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So what is the one thing that you would want the audience to know about you? What is the one piece of advice for kids who want to get in the industry?
One thing I would like the audience to know about me is that I don't know. I'm a very open book. I don't really hide anything from people. I don't know. I don't really have anything. But one piece of advice I'd love to give to kids who want to get into the industry is that be respectful. And I've said this probably like 4 different times, but always be respectful. And there are people that think that just because they've been on like one project, they're the cat's meow, but that's not the best way to act. Even if you're Tom Cruise, you can't act like you're the king of the world or the best of the best, because there's always going to be competition, right? But you want to be respectful and be somebody who's easy to work with. Because if you're not easy to work with, you're not going to get hired. And that's something that we've learned. And well, we kind of knew that from the get-go because we were like, let's be nice and respectful. But that's just because I was raised to be nice and respectful. Thank you, Dad, who's right next to me. But yeah.
Yep. Yeah, amen to that. Amen to having great parents that teach you good values,
Yeah, most definitely.
And I love that advice. I 100% support that and stand by that.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So, before we leave, where can we find you? On
social media, my Instagram is at I am Lacey Caroline. My Twitter is I am Lacey Caroline, I believe. And then my Facebook is the same. So all of it is the same.
Awesome.
So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I had a blast.
Yeah, this was an
Thank
awesome,
you so much,
show.
guys. I really appreciate it.
Did you guys enjoy the show? I know I did. Thanks so much to my co-host Nick, and thanks to our guest Lacey Caroline. And remember, don't drink the Trenta. Peace.